Coming up, a New York native gives us some healthy tips on how to live a gluten-free life. Plus, a SoCal beach babe who evolves swimwear fashion to her own style. And a yogi who's here to demonstrate her practice of 9 years. You're watching Snatch, a guide to healthy living.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Snatch, where we snatch up new talent and entrepreneurs from Chapman University and showcase them here on our show. I'm your host, Ashley Gasparian, and we have 3 amazing guests joining us today. Our first guest kicked gluten out of her life and is now kicking booty in the food industry. She started her online blog and Instagram, Bitches Be Gluten Free, in London, brought it to New York, and is now in the OC. I'd like to introduce Allie Weiss.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So what do we have here today?
I am making date and nut and coconut energy balls.
Awesome, and what inspired you for this recipe?
I eat a lot of granola bars because I'm constantly on the move. I have a million things to do every day and not necessarily enough time to eat meals. And so I kind of wanted to come up with something that was a healthier alternative.
And what's a special ingredient that you put in that not necessarily everyone would put into these bites?
I like having 2 types of nuts. I think it gives it a really interesting texture and consistency and some nice crunch because dates are like so mushy naturally. And it's also healthier and a lot cleaner than most granola bars, and that really allows the flavors of the natural ingredients to stand out.
Okay, and what's the first thing we do to start making these?
The first thing you want to do is you want to take some of these dates, which are going to be the base of the bites. And I usually use about 4, and that makes like 2.5 bites. And then you're gonna wanna just cut them up so that you can get the pits out and throw all the pieces into the blender, but you don't need to be concerned about like the pieces being perfect.
Okay.
Just as long as they're in there and you're not getting your teeth stuck on those terrible pits.
And they should be cut up in what, like 3 pieces?
Yeah, I usually just cut around the pit or pull if I'm getting impatient like right now, but as long as they're in bits, I don't really have like a specific number. And I generally like to use organic dates, but at this point this is what I had, so it doesn't really matter. So after you put the dates in, you're gonna take the nuts. Here I have sliced raw almonds and I also have raw walnuts. And I do a tablespoon of each, which doesn't seem like it's that much, but once it's in there, you break your teeth if it's any more.
Well, and because you're making 2.
Exactly.
So if you're making more, you...
But as you can see, you know, it's like a pretty decent amount. It's not too much. Okay. Then you put a little bit of cinnamon in for flavor. I don't put any added sugar because I think that dates are naturally sweet, but I do put in, this is a really ugly bag, sorry, but I do put in a little bit of raw chocolate to kind of give it a rounded edge and a richer flavor. So... Okay. I'm a little scared standing behind this, but you blend it all up at this point. I usually do it for about 15 seconds. Okay, I think that should be good. Who knows? I can't really see.
So do you normally eat these before, after working out, or just for pleasure?
I usually eat these when I want something sweet, or I do eat them before a workout. Anytime I just want a burst of energy, because you get a little bit of sugar from the coconut, a little bit of sugar from the dates, and then protein from the nuts, so it ends up being really well-rounded. I'm using an ice cream scooper to get this out of here, but you can really use anything that's got a little bit of a sharp edge, because the dates do tend to get stuck in the bottom. That's good enough for now, I think. So I just put them on a cutting board, and then from here, you take a handful and you put it in your hands like this. Have clean hands, please. And you basically just push it together until the stickiness of the dates allows you to form a ball.
And then you can just eat it like that.
You could eat it like this if you want to. Here I have a bowl of coconut. It's lightly sweetened. And I kind of just like to go around and push the ball in the coconut until it's completely covered. Sometimes the coconut doesn't stick. It can be a little bit rebellious, in which case pick it up and just put it on top. But eventually you're gonna get this not so cute, but very tasty little energy ball here with coconut on top of it. And I think it's a better alternative to most granola bars that are available on the market.
Looks very delicious.
Yeah, you wanna go ahead and take a bite? You can. I'm gonna try to clean up this mess that I made over here.
This is so good.
Even if you don't think so, you have to act
No,
because we're on TV.
Well, it is very good.
I believe her.
I promise.
Awesome.
So last time you were in here,
Yeah.
we made a granola recipe.
Yeah.
Or you talked about your granola.
Yes.
Have you been selling it? How's it doing?
I have been making a lot of granola. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I want to make sure that the recipe is perfect before I start selling it to people. I've been making a lot of it and experimenting with different flavors like pumpkin spice, which all girls are obsessed with. I've been doing a chocolatey granola. I've been doing like a cranberry vanilla granola. So I think once I get 3 flavors that I can choose from, I'm going to start selling it to people.
Okay, and then do you have anything else that you have in the works?
Yeah, I love pancakes in the morning, but gluten-free pancakes are terrible most of the time, so I've been experimenting with making gluten-free pancakes and also paleo pancakes that are made with just almond flour and coconut flour. So I've been waking up extra early to cook in the morning, and I think once that's completely developed, I'll try to tell people that they can come by my house and get those too.
Don't forget to follow her on Bitches Be Gluten Free on Instagram, as well as checking out her blog on bitchesbeglutenfree.com. We'll be right back with young bikini designer who's already making waves in the fashion industry. Somewhere.
Oh, these actually are good.
Don't stand by, stand up.
Welcome back to Snatch. Our next guest has some bikinis that are so comfortable you'll forget that they're on. I'm happy to introduce founder and CEO of Almost Naked, Kylie Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. These bikinis are so cute. I'm obsessed with them.
Thank you.
How's the company going?
It's going really well. We have sold out of the majority of our styles, so we're really excited about that.
And that's part of the 2014 line?
Yeah, 2014 line. I mean, we're working on a 2015 line right now, so we're just we just restocked actually our most popular suit. So we're just gonna sell out of those and then go on to our 2015 line.
Which one's that?
This one. It's our Gigi bikini.
And I think you said earlier Gigi is after your grandma?
Yeah, my grandma is like the main foundation of our entire line. So we knew that this would be our most popular suit, so we named it after her.
Okay, and then what inspired you for the name Almost Naked?
Well, it was originally Kiana, which is Kylie and my business partner named Hannah. And
Cute.
my mom, we were trying to come up with a password for our Instagram, and she was like, why don't you name them Almost Naked? Because they're clearly really little bikinis that don't,
Right.
they don't cover much.
Kind of little. I mean,
Kind of
just
little.
a bit.
Like holes in the top, but
Wait, that's so cute.
yeah, so we thought it would click.
So then how did you start making the bikinis? How did you start the line? Or Kiana?
Well, summer of 2013, it was around 4th of July season, and where I come from, literally everyone wears bikinis 4th of July, like patriotic, and we go to the beach and stuff like that. So we were like, oh, we should just make our own bikinis. And then my grandma was like, yeah, you should. And she helped us make the foundation, the patterns and stuff. And so we made an Instagram a little, had 30 followers, and then it got huge. Girls bought them. Whole dance team went to North Carolina, and they all wearing them, and they posted pictures, and it just kind of expanded from there.
Okay, and then so you get most of your buyers from Instagram?
I think 99% of the buyers are from Instagram.
Wow, and then, so how did your Instagram profile go out? How do you market yourself?
Well, we send them to, it sounds kind of dumb, Instagram famous girls, and they wear them, they tag us, and then if they like the suits, then they follow us on Instagram, and have gotten a lot of customers that way.
That's awesome. Then so now you're starting your 2015 line. What goes into making that?
We like to look at all the styles that are coming out right now, because all the 2015 styles have come out, so we like to see the trends, and the high top up here, and more
the
coverage.
ones,
yeah, really cute ones. So we're going to base it off that, a little bit more coverage, because I noticed that girls are buying the ones that have the more coverage, not like the teeny ones. So we're going to base a lot of it off that.
And then do you see most people like at the pools or at the beaches wearing your bikinis?
I usually see pictures. I never go to the beach. I mean, I don't really go to the beach that much, but I see pictures of girls wearing them all the time. So it's really cool. That's how we keep our Instagram going, is by just reposting them. And so other friends see, and it's really a cool process.
That's awesome. So how is it collaborating with someone else, like since it's not just you, and then making these designs with your business partner?
It's fun. I mean, she definitely brings great ideas, and I bring my ideas, and we kind of, we clash sometimes, but clearly, like, at the end, they're pretty cute bikinis. So, I mean,
They are. Everyone in the studio has been like, oh my gosh.
I know, it's really exciting. Like, I wear them to the pool here at Chapman, and like, everyone's like, oh, where'd you get that? I'm like, oh, I made it.
That's so cool. What's next that you have going on for Almost Naked?
We're gonna try to get them in stores. Like, that's our main goal, is to get them in stores. Expand our online website. This store actually just emailed us a couple of days ago about selling them on their online store and in store in Hawaii. So that would be really, really cool.
That's really awesome. Where do you manufacture all your bikinis?
Downtown LA.
And
So we get them cut, fabric, sewn, stamped on, all that stuff in downtown LA.
That's so cool. And then how do you, I know your brand, like, it's the A's.
Yeah.
Full A's. So why is it like that?
I don't know. I mean, I was just doodling, and I was like, oh, Almost Naked would look weird, because like, you can't just have Almost Naked,
Right.
just plain. So our other one had like a flower in it, like Kayana, and we didn't want like anything like girly. So then, because I feel like Almost Naked can be guys and girls.
You're coming up with your 2015 line. Do you see anything for men in that line?
Yes, I do. For the summer, probably, because it takes a long time to organize and design for guys. But we want to do board shorts and tanks. So rather than having Almost Naked on there, we'd probably have like the A and the N, which would be a little bit more manly, masculine.
Cool. And then, do you think you'll come up with like cover-ups for women? Is that
Yeah,
in
we
the
really
works?
want to do that. I'm not sure where to go. I don't even know where to start with that now, but definitely in future lines.
Thank you so much for coming in. That was amazing. These bikinis are amazing. Make sure you follow Almost Naked on Instagram at Almost Naked, and you can shop online at almostnakedswimwear.com. And stay tuned. We have something special planned for you that will keep you relaxed during these stressful times. We'll be right back.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Alert OC is Orange County's emergency notification system used to keep residents and businesses informed during emergencies. It is a vital community service to keep your family safe by rapidly calling your home, work, or cell phone to inform you of a developing incident. Text messages are also sent as alert notifications, which are particularly valuable for individuals with hearing impairments or other access and functional needs. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood. The sooner you know about an emergency, the sooner you, your family, and business colleagues can follow important safety instructions, such as evacuating the area or sheltering inside. If you live or work in Orange County, visit alertoc.com to register your contact information today. Again, that's alertoc.com. Alert OC is a service provided and managed by the County of Orange. This public service announcement is brought to you by Southern California Edison.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort.
We're back, and joining us is Tarah Stuht to offer some insight on how to stay stress-free. Tarah, how long have you been practicing yoga for?
I've been practicing yoga for 9 years, and I started as a dancer, but because I didn't want to compete anymore doing that, I thought I wanted to do something less competitive, and so I got into yoga with my mom.
And now what are you doing with your yoga practice?
So now I went through a teacher training program through a local studio, and since then I have been practicing. It's been about a year.
And what's your main technique of yoga? I know there's like Bikram and
I do vinyasa flow. So Bikram's sort of more along the stiffer lines. It's very concrete. It's a certain temperature, a certain distance, certain time, and so it's very strict. But with vinyasa, everything is different, everything is new, and you don't necessarily do the same sequence every day. And it's heated, which is like really nice.
Isn't that good for like your joints and?
Yes,
Okay.
it keeps your body like lubricated, and you don't pull muscles as easily, and you can get into poses more deeply because of the heat, which is nice. And it's a detox, which is really cool too.
Didn't you? And you came here to show me some stress-free yoga poses.
Yes. So we're gonna go through a Sun Salutation A, which is created by his name is Baron Baptiste, and he created this sequence to help you warm up, help you get into your body, and kind of that initial shock of going from outside the classroom to inside the classroom, it kind of blends the two, so you kind of get into your yoga practice more easily.
Okay, well, what do I do?
Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna go through it once, and then I'm gonna break down a few poses because it's important to know that you're doing these poses properly so you don't hurt yourself, which is a big deal. So
Very
we're
important.
yes, very important. You're gonna start with your feet close together like this, and your hands by your side. And originally we would start a yoga class with our eyes closed, so we're both gonna close our eyes and lift our arms high up into the air to mountain pose, which is a pose that kind of gets you grounded. You tuck your tailbone and you get your arms reaching as high as you can to help kind of establish your posture.
Okay.
And then from here, we're gonna open your eyes, and then we're gonna bring our hands to heart center, and we're gonna press them together firmly. And now this is sort of, you can look down at your palms and kind of give a soft gaze on your palms. This is kind of introducing us to what we're about to get into. So from here, we're gonna go back up to mountain pose with an inhale. And then we're gonna exhale, forward fold. So hands come through heart center, and you're gonna fold all the way down to your mat. And then you're gonna keep your feet together here and lift halfway. So your hands are gonna come to your shins or to your thighs, depending on your level. So you're gonna lift halfway. We'll go to our shins this time, and make sure you have a flat back and your neck is straight so that you don't crinkle it. And then we're gonna fold back down again. And from here, you're gonna pull your ankles towards your head. This kind of gives you a nice hamstring stretch. It's really important. And then from here, we're gonna do one more halfway lift with an inhale and exhale, forward fold. This is just a way to kind of loosen your back and keep your lower back from tightening. So we'll pause here.
I'm supposed to have my elbows bent?
You can, pull your ankles towards your head.
Okay.
You know, and
Oh,
but
get
you
it,
can,
okay.
yeah, you keep a nice bend in your knees though, because you don't want to hyperextend.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do one more halfway lift with a flat back, and then we're gonna come to a high plank. So plant your hands in front of you about shoulder width distance apart. Bring your legs back about also hip width distance apart, and you're gonna keep off of your knees with a flat back. You're kind of puffing through the back of your back here.
Okay.
So this is our introduction to chaturanga, which we'll break down later. But for now, we're just gonna hinge forward, lower halfway down, elbows coming in tight to our wrists, and then upward facing dog. Flip your feet. You keep your thighs off of the mat, and then you look forward. Some people like to look up like this, but it's important not to crinkle the back of your neck, otherwise that can cause injury.
So don't look back?
So you look straight ahead of you.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go to downward facing dog. So you push up through your back, flip your toes, and press your hips towards the back of the room. And also curling your shoulders in is really important because that keeps you from sinking like this and then being too far forward. So then you're gonna press your hips towards the back of the room.
Okay.
And from here, you're gonna inhale, lift your ankles up, bend your knees, and then slowly walk towards the top of your mat. From here, you're gonna lift halfway once again. Exhale, forward fold, and then we're gonna come all the way back up to mountain pose, right where we began. And then from here, hands come back to heart center, and that was a Sun Salutation A.
Wow, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so it's, as you can see, I'm already kind of sweaty, which is good
Yeah, I'm, like,
because
Out of breath.
it's
even.
important to, get your body warmed up, and it also keeps you from thinking about all of the difficult things that you're going through in your regular life, because when you're on your mat, you can just kind of let go of everything else. So we're gonna go through it one more time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use you as my model.
Okay,
And
fine.
then we're going to, lift your hands up high. We're gonna start with mountain pose.
That's what was my
So hands up. So we're gonna start with mountain pose. From here, we're gonna keep our hands shoulder width distance apart. We're gonna twirl our shoulders in and let them melt down our backs. And also some people, especially ladies, like to pop the booty out. and we don't really want to do that, so we're going to tuck our tailbone and suck our belly up in. This is a huge thing because your stomach kind of helps you function everything, and so engaging in your core is a seriously important aspect of practicing yoga. So then from here, you're going to bring your hands to heart center and press them together as hard as you can, and also engage your quads, lifting up your knees. That keeps you grounded, it keeps you engaged in what you're doing. So come back up to mountain pose with an inhale. This is all breath movement, so each move should have an inhale, and every fall, like when your heart goes below, that's when you do an exhale. So go back up to mountain pose. Okay, so you're gonna inhale here, exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Okay, one more inhale to mountain pose. And then exhale, forward fold. So bring your hands through your heart center, keeping your back straight, forward fold, keeping your back straight, bending your knees slightly, and then drop your hands down. And from here, I'm gonna add a little bit, one of my favorite poses that I love to do is
You can't trick me here.
Grab what?
You can't add more to me.
I'm adding more. Grab your elbows and let your head like relax. So this is a really great posture because it definitely relaxes your back, and your neck is always in a tense position. You're always like going like this, and so it's really important to just like let it all go. And you can rock from side to side. For those of us at home, this is probably the best posture you can do, is because we're always like crunched over computers or cars, and it's nice to kind of just like let that all go. So from here, we're gonna do a halfway lift. Drop your hands. Halfway lift is with an inhale. We're gonna keep your back really straight. So press through your shoulder. There you go. Okay. So hands on your shoulders. Keep your knees a little bit bent, and then come up a little bit higher. You want your back to be flat, so wherever your hands land, that's fine. Okay. And then look down at the mat. Just look down. So go like this. Now look down. Okay, now exhale, forward fold again, like you did. One more inhale with a flat back. There you go. And then you're gonna come to high plank. So exhale, come to high plank. Hands shoulder width distance, feet hip width distance. So if this is high plank. This is a really important posture for your core. This is like magic when it comes to.
Can I get a six-pack right now? Can I get a six-pack like this?
Yep, you can get a six-pack.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I see it already. Okay, so from here, you're going to hinge forward. So your shoulders will come slightly over your wrist, but you're gonna keep your hips up like this. So lower halfway down, bending your elbows. So come back up. So bend your elbows. Bend your elbows into chaturanga posture. And then go upward dog, flip your feet. There you go. Shoulders up and back. Okay, but keep these off of the mat. There you go. And then push back to downward facing dog. So there you go. There you go. And that's a nice like release. Okay, so come up. So I'm gonna break down something like pretty quickly here. And I move my mat over just a little. And so we're gonna go over what I just went through, which is really hard.
I'm like sweating.
Okay, so we're gonna go through chaturanga, which is the hardest posture for a lot of people.
Okay.
So we came, and I'm gonna start in forward fold. So we were right here and letting go of everything, knees a little bit bent, heavy neck. And so from here, you're gonna halfway lift, which is always common. And you see like some people go like this. We wanna like roll our shoulders down our back. That's really important. And so then we're gonna come to high plank. So when we come here, strong, you don't wanna be like this. You don't wanna be like this because you're not engaging your abs that much. So we're gonna hold here, and then to hinge forward, this is called chaturanga. I keep saying that, but I need to explain it. You're gonna hinge forward over your shoulders over your wrists, and then lower halfway down. And your shoulders don't sink like this, and they don't sink like this. They stay right in line. It should be a 90-degree angle with your arms. And then flip your toes up like this. Thighs are off the mat. Okay. So a lot of people will sink down. This is so bad for your lower back. So you're gonna push up. It's a really active posture, and your shoulder's gonna roll back, and your head's gonna look forward. And then finally, push back to downward facing dog. So why don't we try it together in our sequence?
Okay, let's do it.
Now that you've been
I know the
down.
technique and everything.
Okay, all right, so we'll go through it quickly, and then I think for everybody at home, we'll be able to try it.
All right.
Ready? So hands up to mountain pose. Hands samasthiti. One more inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. We're gonna go straight into it. Here we're gonna hinge forward, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go. Wow. So that's the end of the sequence.
That was great. Thanks for giving me a little private lesson.
You're so welcome.
And make sure all of you at home practice those moves. Coming up at Chapman on Friday, students who have survived sexual violence are creating an exhibit called Clothesline Project from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. All are invited to view the project or make a shirt to add to the clothesline. All of this is sponsored by CARES. Keep your pants on. UPB is planning a fright of a night at Universal this Saturday. Tickets are on sale for $35, including a round-trip transportation. Also, to fix the travel bug, the Center of Global Education is hosting a fair that will satisfy your pizza cravings. The feast will take place at the annual International Food Fair at the Atala Plaza on November 11th from noon to 1 p.m. And that concludes our show for today. Thank you for watching.
To find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, sacred simplicity, as long as we